Good morning. Welcome to the Treasure Coast Unitarian Universalist Congregation in Stuart, Florida. Today is Sunday, April 13th, 2025. My name is Pat Bird, and I am your worship associate today. We are a welcoming congregation. We welcome people of all gender identities, ethnicities, ages, and backgrounds, recognizing the inherent worth and dignity of every person. We are also on YouTube. To be put on our email list or to find out more information about us, Google TCUUC. To be put on our email list to find out more information about us. I think I already said that, but it bears repeating. Google TCUUC. Note the email link to request our online Friday newsletter. And now is a good time to silence your cell phones. Visitors. Do we have any visitors? I know we have at least one. Would you be willing to come up and introduce yourself at the mic? Or if you are good at projecting, you could do it from back there. Oh, good.
I'm Jean Helen, and this is my sister, Marjorie Ricky, and she invited me to come.
Well, good for you. Thank you for coming.
Okay.
Where are you from?
Rhode Island.
Of course. Any other visitors? Another.
I'm Paul Ed. I am this guy's son.
Son?
He's only 70.
Oh my gosh.
I'm already forgetting who I am. I'm actually his son, not his dad.
He's your dad. Okay, I get it. After a while, it's your. Yeah.
I talk even funnier than she does. I'm from Massachusetts.
Oh.
All states up there. We see it across the
Yes, right. Okay, a couple of New Englanders. What would we do without them? Where would we be? Wonderful. There are important announcements, too many to name, but especially Bill Falk's memorial service at 1 o'clock, which I'm sure you all know about. There are two people who want to come to the mic and make special announcements. Shari, first.
Good morning, all. I thought it might be really fun this Easter to wear an Easter bonnet. And to encourage you gals to do so, we're having a contest. For the prettiest, prettiest, funniest, and simplest. There are prizes, and I think you're going to like them, so I won't tell you what they are. But please, take time, bring a bonnet, borrow a bonnet, and let's have some fun on Easter.
Thank you, Shari. Cindy? Since we're so inclusive here, men could wear bonnets too if they want.
Well, it's little bunny time next week. So I'm talking about Easter also. So what we're going to do is we're going to have an Easter egg hunt. And the way it'll work is that everybody go to coffee hour, and then the two little bunnies, these two little bunnies here, are going to put eggs all over the place, okay? So come in here, come all over the building, maybe some outside, but not to places where people could fall. And then everybody's going to go to coffee hour. During that, we'll do the eggs, and then I'll ring a bell so it's not all scattered, so everybody can come in at once. And in the eggs, there's 4 eggs that have like a little trinket in them, a little pendant in them. So if you have one of those, you get a prize too. So lots of prizes. So it's going to be really fun. So I hope you all can do it.
Fantastic. Thank you, Cindy. Ooh, wow. Be here or be square. Okay, that's old. We, of course, have coffee and treats after our service today. And I want to give a big thanks to all who are helping both with the after-service coffee and with the memorial service servings. Too many to name. Special thanks to our tech elf, Karina Poloni, and her background, Rachel Valentino, and our background techies, Stan and Alistair, and then today our pastor, Bob MacDonald, is in the pulpit. And now here is our prelude. Thank you, Jackie, for that beautiful minor key prelude, reminding us that this is also a special weekend in the Hebrew world. I'm wearing blue and white in honor of Israel and Jews everywhere.
It's a Judeo-Christian key.
Yes, Judeo-Christian key, good to know. Our chalice lighting words for today. Some I borrowed and some I made for some special friends in Connecticut. We light this flame to honor our past, the past that told the ancient story of Passover as Jews fled so quickly there was no time for the bread to rise. We light this flame for our present as we see neighbors, friends, and even loved ones fleeing to other lands for safety from our own government. We light this flame for our future. May it be brighter than today. Could it be any darker? For opening words, I'm going to read part of a poem by Rabbi Rachel Barenblatt called Ready. It's found in our UU website section on worship resources. She begins quoting Exodus 12, verse 34. So the people took their dough before it was leavened, their kneading bowls wrapped in their cloaks upon their shoulders. You'll need to travel light, carry what you can carry, a book, a poem, a battered tin cup, your child strapped to your chest, clutching your necklace in one hot, possessive fist. So the dough isn't ready, so your heart isn't ready. You haven't said goodbye to the places where you grew up, to the friends who aren't interested in the journey, to the graves you've tended. But if you wait until you feel fully ready, you may never make the leap at all. Our first song, stand if you like, will be number 118, This Little Light of Mine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Lovely. Be seated. Now let us recite our affirmation, speaking the first verse and singing the second. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
Now the choir is going to lead us in this Hebrew melody. It's 400, yes. Yeah, number 400.
Maybe we should explain it a little bit. We're all going to sing in unison the first time, and then we're dividing 1, 2, 3, and you'll have someone from the choir help you, and we'll do it as a round. And so you have somebody from the choir assigned to your section.
When it's around, we sing it through 3 times.
Thank you, yes.
It's our Passover song.
You did well. I thought it might be like herding cats, but it really wasn't.
The cats practiced.
And now, our time of sharing joys and sorrows, we ask that they be brief and personal, not announcements. I just want to start out by mentioning it's hard not to feel heartache as you see what's happening across the country. The weather that's been happening in the middle part of the country, the devastation that's resulted from the weather. So what can you say but how awful. Who wants to come to the mic and tell us a matter of joy or sorrow for them?
I've David Blizzard. It's a joy. This coming week I'm going back to Pennsylvania on the auto train, but it's been a joy being here, so I have two joys to celebrate.
Good.
Janet Grote. You haven't seen me for a while. First I went on a little vacation, but then I got the most terrible rash from my head to my ankle. And I could really not go out of the house at all. So it is a real joy to be comfortable in my own skin again. And then I have two sorrows. First of all, a friend that goes back to Carl's college days, Jim Rorda. He was our mentor in sailing and very good friend, has passed away. And then also a family friend of my parents' generation, Tom Lang, has passed. And if you have any interest in hydrofoil boats or ships, ask me about Tom.
Yeah, why don't you stand there, Janet, and do for others too?
Hi, I'm Carolyn Haken, and some of you may know my family is having a family reunion in a chateau in France this summer. But my joy is my nephew and his wife won't be able to come because they're expecting a baby girl in September. So that's really exciting for our family.
Anyone else? Yes, sir.
Usually this is a joyous time for me, but this year I had to pay the IRS. Rats. And then I also found out when I was over in Europe in February, I missed a couple clubs that I have to pay dues to, so now I got a couple back pays to do, so rats.
This is for David.
Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Jackie Robbins, and I have a joy, which I was reminded of when Pat said, was quoting a female rabbi. And my joy is that my mother was the groundbreaker in 1955 because she was the first woman cantor to be recognized. They couldn't find any place in any of the writings that wouldn't allow that, so she made the front page of the New York Times, and all these people I meet, rabbis and cantors, females, say, "Oh, you're Betty Robbins." So my mom, because of her, there's some not so great singing cantors, but there's a lot of cantors and a lot of rabbis out there which would not have happened if she hadn't wanted to praise God with song. And I have several sorrows, but one is that I lost a very close friend who's married to a dear friend who called and left me a message. I have not been able to call her back because I get in like 2 in the morning, and I really can't call at that hour. And it's just painful to be losing so many people. And that's where I'm at.
Anyone else? Then we always move on for people that we don't say out loud, but we all have people we worry and care a lot about, so this is for that person. The meditation is by Robert Weston in the back of the hymnal. Out of the stars in their flight, out of the dust of eternity, here have we come. Stardust and sunlight, mingling through time and through space. Out of the stars have we come, up from time. Out of the stars have we come. Time out of time, before time, in the vastness of space, earth spun to orbit the sun. Earth with the thunder of mountains newborn, the boiling of seas. Earth warmed by sun, lit by sunlight. This is our home. Out of the stars have we come. Mystery hidden in mystery, back through all time. Mystery rising from rocks in the storm and the sea. Out of the stars, rising from rocks and the sea, kindled by sunlight on earth, arose life. Ponder this thing in your heart. Ponder with awe. Out of the sea to the land, out of the shallows came ferns. Out of the sea to the land, up from darkness to light, rising to walk and to fly. Out of the sea trembled life. Ponder this thing in your heart. Life up from sea, eyes to behold, throats to sing, mates to love. Life from the sea, warmed by sun, washed by rain, life from within, giving birth, rose to love. This is the wonder of time. This is the marvel of space. Out of the stars swung the earth. Life upon earth rose to love. This is the marvel of life, rising to see and to know. Out of your heart cry wonder. Sing that we live. Robert Weston. And now moments of silence. Spirit of Life, 123, we hum it and then we sing it. You may sit or stand. Spirit of Life. This congregation, these buildings are the expression of the generosity of many, and we hope you feel it, and we hope you show it so we can go on expressing generosity for generations to come. And now the morning offering will be received by 2 willing volunteers. Who may they be? Oh, here they are. Now the offertory is Panis Angelicus, which I've requested. So listen carefully as you hear this. Pretend Pavarotti is singing, because she said there are several versions. Which do you want? And I said I want Pavarotti singing. Yes. Well, she can't do everything. Thank you, Jackie.
You're welcome. Oh Lord, I give you praise.
Thank you, Jackie. We welcome the input of many religions in Unitarian Universalism. Many people come here saying they really aren't looking for organized religion, and I tell them you'll really feel at home among us. I hope they will. Both views were branches of the tree of Christianity. And Christianity was, in a major way, founded by a reform-minded Jew, Jesus, Iesus, Greek for Joshua. Jesus never renounced Judaism. I'm sure he would have been horrified about how this offshoot of Judaism, Christianity, treated the parent religion. So today we respectfully lift up Passover, thanks to our choir reminding me. I've been a bit preoccupied with the third meaning of this day. And we've lost 2 storytellers from early Judaism, from their early Judaism, Enid Johnson and Ann Nozawa. Now we have Ronnie, who has early Judaism stories to tell. Did you do Seder in your home? Yes. You did. How many here have been to a Seder?
19 years.
Yeah. What's that?
19 years in a house church.
Good. So you know, Judaism lives on by telling the story of survival against all odds, a mix of history and mythology, which most religious foundational stories are. And today is Palm Sunday for Christianity. I think it's a weird holiday. As a Christian minister, I had to be sure I had a deal with a florist to have those palms. The last thing you wanted to hear was some child or some childish adult say, "Reverend, I didn't get a palm." So I always had one lying across the front here for that day and had to say more than once, "There, take it. I saved it just for you." But what did the story of Jesus arriving in Jerusalem on a donkey mean? There were churches in the Northeast who did parades of congregants waving palms. One committee, before it hired me, asked, or rather ordered, "You won't make us parade around the neighborhood on Palm Sunday, will you?" No. I think scholars caught the meaning of Jesus on a donkey, mocking the Romans, showing their power by such a parading into town. Not to sound too Trinitarian-ish, the third meaning of this day is, of course, our beloved Bill Falk. Before events conspired to make this our celebration of Bill's life day, I had in mind how we find our power often with the help of music. For me, that meant a parade of greatest hits, spiritual giants, weighted with Roman Catholic and Latin treasures like Panis, thank you, Jackie, and several Ave Marias and Sanctus. I hear it, I hum it, and holiness, power, spirituality seem closer. And so today, thanks to Bill, you get a shorter sermon. Thank you for not applauding that. What bread would you call heavenly? I know Panera's has many fans. My favorite is Publix sourdough baguette. Hastily smeared butter, and voila, you've got all the food groups you could want until the next meal from that loaf. So when I hear Luciano Pavarotti sing Panis Angelicus, I am filled to overflowing, and the tears of joy and fullness reassuring me, for that moment anyway, it is well with my soul. And when I hear a choir or a congregation singing, it is well with my soul. Ditto. We need metaphors to put faith into words. Chicken soup is another. Before the flu vaccine was a thing, flu was a thing, and the common prescription was Jewish soup, chicken soup and matzo balls, the Jewish penicillin. Did it work? While you were sipping it, you knew something was working. Metaphors and stories keep us going. Passover is a story of many layers. The angel of death passing over the homes of enslaved, victimized, firstborns, while death was visited upon the firstborn of the enslavers. Waters parting so the enslaved could pass through, but not the pursuing enslavers. The many-sided story has, of course, a bread component. The newly freed have to pass through a desert. Where will the needed daily bread come from in the desert? It comes from above, something that is edible and sustaining, called manna. And the word manna was the word for, at least what I was taught, manna meant, what is it? So the children of Israel passing through the desert sounded like children we have known. When we put something in front of them, not known and certainly not requested, what is it? You can get through some difficult, terrible times in life by remembering how people got through terrible times before, and possibly how you did. Native Americans tell stories of survival. Enslaved Americans tell stories of survival. Our immigrant ancestors had horror and hope impelling them. As in our gathering this afternoon, there is strength and comfort in community, even a sense of being held onto and held up when we need it. Today we need it. Stories and metaphor expressed in compelling music like Panis mean power to get by, power to get up, power to imagine a new day and live our way into it. And remind each other, because all of us will face times of needed spirit lift. It seems like more people are saying today that the way to get to a dream or to a promised land is to start being it in small ways that will increase and reassure. So it isn't something we can count on somebody else to do, and certainly not some politician or government to do. We have to be it in whatever way we can to taste its possibility and to model its possibility for those around us and for those who come after us. We want those who will come after us to be able to say, they had us in mind, and they didn't quit. UU doesn't shy away from interconnected and interdependent. We aren't on our own. Most of us have stories of provision that go on nurturing us. We enjoy holiday stories and even more family origin stories that we can feel like time capsules of providence and provision. When I was in Troy, New York 2 weeks ago to see my two younger ailing sisters, I informed them that I had just gone to our late brother's granddaughter's wedding in eastern Massachusetts. They didn't know about it because, sadly, there was a breakdown between them and our brother's family after his death 30 years ago. My sisters and I got to reminiscing about our early life together. Because I left Troy for West Virginia and college, I wondered how my brother got to college in Albany because he always lived at home. There was no car. They told me he often walked from downtown Troy to SUNY Albany, which was several miles. They said he walked to save the bus fare. I reminded him while we were all living there, finding fault with him, isn't that what siblings do for us? Find fault and teach us self-defense? He didn't find jobs when jobs for kids were to be had. My sisters and I readily remembered how our mother, who to our knowledge had no previous work experience. Now, Mom heard me once telling friends, gee, my mother only went to 7th grade and she's got a job, she did pretty well. And she told me after she heard that, please don't say that anymore. It didn't sound well to her. She went right to work when she was widowed, when I was in 10th grade and my sisters were in 4 and 8 years behind me. That job getting and keeping by Mom was our Passover story. Provision, manna, what is it? Manna, which reminds me of Spam. Not the kind of Spam today, but do you remember, I think Spam is still around. It's kind of got a gelled content, keeping it, you slice it, and I guess make sandwiches with it. But when we got Spam for sandwiches way back when, it was like in a little cat food container today. It was kind of mushy and it wasn't Publix sourdough, I'll tell you that. Anyway, I looked up that Spam because I was curious. It was popular in World War I. My family was delayed. But it helped us get into self-supporting adulthood, meaning my mother's work and what she could serve up got us through. P.S. I had told you that my younger sister was fearfully anticipating artery repair, and last week the answer was angioplasty. Now, isn't that like a ballooning of the artery so it stays open? That's what she told me. And I asked her, how long was that supposed to be good for? And she said, it's supposed to be good for as long as I live and help her to live longer. She's like 73. Anyway, that was a good result. Stories of provision, stories of providence, bread of angels, bread of heaven, sent from above, whether it's from the sky or from Publix. It's picture talk to remind us there has been provision. We have been provided for. And now our closing hymn. You know what it is, 94. Now, I found this, we've sung it a few times, and I hope we can sing it today. What is this life? It's beautiful. Let's sing it and pay attention to the words as we do. 94. Please be seated. Take courage, friends. The way is often hard. The path is never clear, and the stakes are very high. take courage, for deep down there is another truth. You are not alone. Wayne Arneson.